What if all of the worst parts of your life are actually the greatest gift? What if those experiences are actually a portal into you becoming more powerful and having access to more of everything that you want in your life? And understanding the nature of this reality more directly, being more aware of yourself and who you really are, and living in greater alignment with your true soul purpose and essence, having access to greater joy, to more prosperity, and a more fulfilling life experience overall. Hello, and my name is Chris, and I enjoy making videos to help all of you become more empowered, more abundant, and more joyful in life. Thank you for tuning in. While traveling here this week, I had an experience while sitting quietly. Some would call it meditation, but recognizing the value of making time to do nothing at all, to merely sit quietly with no intentions at all other than to be present with what is, to be aware, to feel into all that you're aware of without trying to name or label it, observing the mind, the narrator that's always trying to explain, justify, analyze, predict the future, prepare for the future, etc. And eventually there is greater awareness as you are consistent in this practice. And this morning, what I became more aware of is every single time you're upset about something, you experience something that you don't enjoy, there's something that's a problem in your life, something is not going the way you wanted it to go. I realized instead of fighting with the universe, fighting with reality, what if you instead surrender to the fact that it exists, and yes, if it exists for a good reason, even if the logical mind doesn't understand immediately why. What if instead of fighting it, you simply ask, okay, why did this happen? How could this benefit me? What is the lesson here? What is the message I am meant to receive? And furthermore, recognize that every time something happens that would normally trigger you emotionally into anger, sadness, fear, outrage, resentment, etc. Every single time something like that happens, it is a beautiful opportunity to be aware of it as it's happening, or even after you've reacted to it, and say, oh yes, okay, but I don't have to react to it. And what if I'm resisting something that needs to happen, and the reason that it's undesirable is because I'm resisting it, because the emotion is the resistance. It's me trying to prevent what's happening from happening. and therefore the suffering, I have created it. Because of an unconscious, very quick reaction, because of a thought, a belief, something that's triggering me based on an experience I've had in the past. But as an example from my life, I've been trying to reschedule a return flight to the United States and contacting the airline here through their website in a foreign country. They're telling me I'm not able to make that transaction, that change, and the payment remotely, either through the internet or over the phone. And I must come to the airport in person to make the change. So initially I'm very upset, angry. That's the feeling I have inside. This is ridiculous. It's 2026. How is that possible? And then afterward, I realized as much as I try really hard through action to change the fact that I can't change the flight, it doesn't get better. The problem, as I'm calling it a problem, doesn't change. And the emotion and my suffering from that gets worse. So instead, I sit back and I realize, well, what if I change my internal state? I change my emotional state internally. I change the thoughts I have about it. So instead of, this is ridiculous, this is stupid, I don't like this, it should be different, this company, these people, they are wrong, they have problems, they need to fix it. Anyway, focusing on the problem. Instead, I always have what I need. The universe is always supporting me. Sometimes maybe I don't understand how what's happening is supporting me, but it's supporting me. It's always supporting me. And everything is always working out for me. I am aware of myself, my thoughts and my emotions. And there is always a solution. And maybe I don't need to know the solution right now. And I choose to be at peace with that. And usually, when I make this switch, very quickly, the situation, the problem resolves itself. Or I find it was never a problem to begin with. I only created it in my mind. So there is this perception that problems do not exist. That's something the mind creates, and it's a resistance to what is. A resistance to reality itself, and in many cases, it's very likely this is a resistance to a gift that reality is giving to you in this moment, on this particular day. So consider that. Thank you again for tuning in. And if you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe. And I would really appreciate if you have a question or a comment, leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Blessings and namaste.